New Mexico CannaCast. Everything New Mexico, everything cannabis.
Welcome, everybody. It's the New Mexico CannaCast. Little garden gnome Josh here, throwing it down. We have a special guest. Everybody gonna laugh, yeah. So we have a special episode going on. We're gonna help the Texans out a little bit, I guess, or something. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. I'm just having a good time. So I'm gonna hand it over to IT Jesus, also known as
Chad. What's up, everybody? It's Chad here. Yeah, we have a special guest with us. I'll introduce him in a second. And I actually only have 32 hours or so left of being IT Jesus, so we're gonna have to figure that one out. So I just want to introduce Colt DeMorris here. He's from El Paso, and I'll let him introduce himself and all the amazing things that he does for the people of El Paso.
Hey guys, my name is Colt DeMorris, and I'm the executive director of El Paso NORML. We're the NORML chapter based out of El Paso, the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. We fight to change laws in Texas and alleviate arrests locally. We've been doing that since 2014. I'm also in the New Mexico industry. I did work as a dispensary manager for the last year and a half, and now I'm moving on to bigger and better things.
Nice. And you have a shirt on right now, and can you explain to people what the shirt is and the meaning and everything?
Sure. So the shirt I'm wearing is High Horse Cannabis Company. We're a new cannabis company coming to New Mexico. We're local. We're not, we're local, and we're ready to kick off and hit the ground running.
Woo! All good things. So yes, so Colt worked at another company previously. We're not going to mention their names because we're just not going to mention their names. And anyways, if you're watching, how you doing, guys? Y'all are in trouble. Anyways, so all good things. By the way, ladies, Colt's single. Just saying.
Very single.
He's gonna be busy, but I'm just letting you know he's out there.
He might resist you a little bit. We're just messing with them.
Yeah. Oh, you got to have fun on every level here, guys.
I'm busy.
Yeah, so let's get into the episode, guys. And this episode is going to be within the interview series. So this is the second interview that we're doing, and it's with Colt. And Colt is actually going to give the Texans that are going to be coming into New Mexico, or specifically the El Paso Texans, because El Paso, Texas is in New Mexico. It's like a sister city to Las Cruces, and we're very close. And their laws affect us and vice versa. So, it's only fair to give them the tips because, they're essentially Texas, New Mexico, same thing in that area, in the area where we're at. So Colt, go ahead. And, what are some tips that you think, you could give the Texans that are coming to New Mexico April 1st, are going to be buying cannabis and stuff like that?
I think the first thing to think about is even before April 1st, the biggest thing that law enforcement is going to be looking for is things like, blinkers, headlights, little things that they can pull you over for. So the first thing, inspect your vehicle, make sure all your lights are working, especially the light above the license plate. I've been pulled over for that. It's little things like that they're going to be looking for. You got to be proactive about the situation. They are going to be watching for people to come back over into Texas, leaving New Mexico. El Paso Police Department has already said that they're going to continue arresting, and they're not going to show any leniency. So, we got to be ready.
By the way, guys, this is no legal advice or whatnot. And you wonder why Colt maybe is talking about Texas, right? Colt's done a lot of great things in Texas. He's from Texas. He lives in Texas. So that's the reason. I mean, you know what I mean? You're like, I wonder why Colt talk about Texas, because he's from there and he's done a lot of stuff in the program and in the culture in Texas.
For the whole state.
He's very well known in Texas.
Yeah.
So if you're not from Texas, you don't, you know what I mean? You don't know. But if you're from Texas, you probably do know. So yeah, and no legal advice, guys. And like Colt said, don't give them a reason, right? And don't profile yourself, right? Like, I'm gonna be honest, if I was a cop, right, and not in the cannabis world, if you're running around with your Cypress Hill thing right there and got the big leaf on your car, guess what? I'm gonna find a reson to light you up.
Because cops will tell you, they'll drive behind you till you mess up.
And we were talking about lighting you up. Whoa, boy! Yeah. You got to love the little rings here, right? Yeah. So nobody wants to get lit up like that. And yeah, so don't profile yourself, even if you got to figure it out and take the less profile car. I would look into doing that. And yeah, just understand if you're the policeman and you were playing a game, how would you win, right? Don't give them a reason. Like, drive with your blinkers. And I will tell you never to break law, ever. But anyways, so those are my tips for you. Just don't profile yourself. Don't have an idea of like that. Because allegedly I started in the cannabis industry on the other side. Okay. So those were just tips from the alleged side, that I never did, allegedly, like if we were playing in Game Land. So
yeah, guys, just don't make yourself a target is pretty much what it is. Just be obvious, just check your blinkers, all that good stuff. If whatever reason that they're going to find to pull you over, they're going to do it. And then one of the first questions they might ask you is, where's the weed? So, just keep that in mind.
And another thing is know the law. So in Texas, flower is a misdemeanor. Currently in El Paso, they're supposed to be citing and releasing. They're not really doing that. They're doing it very rarely, sparingly. Anytime THC comes off the plant, edibles, concentrates, topicals, tinctures, anything like that, it turns into a felony. And the way the whole product, if you have a bottle of tinctures, they're not going to just weigh what's in the bottle. They're going to weigh the bottle too. So that brings up the cartridges, they'll weigh all the cartridge, all the packaging. So it's things like that you got to be careful for. If you are pulled over, just stay quiet, just don't answer questions. Tell them you don't answer questions. If something happens and you get arrested, get a hold of me. I got attorneys that are willing to help. There's other ways that we can help get you taken care of. I've been trying to end arrests in El Paso for years, and we've made some progress, but a lot more progress needs to be done.
Oh, definitely. I agree. Because, even as a New Mexican and going to El Paso, it's a little scary sometimes, just thinking like, gosh, is there residue on my carpet, that they're going to come and mess with me with, or, whatever, like it's a real concern. So, that's why we really wanted to bring it up and bring, Colt on, because he's been on the, the boots on the ground, just like us here in New Mexico, just in the Texas side. And man, it's pretty rough over there.
Right. And in El Paso, the El Paso Police Department, which Colt informed me, came out publicly saying that they are going to be ready for this. And, their ready is not the same ready like we just had an interview yesterday with the dispensary owners getting ready to sell you the bud and all the products. So be aware of the laws, like you said, you know what I mean, and what can happen and what can't when it does come into a manufacturing, goes to felonies. So just be very aware of that. And like I said, don't profile yourself. And if you want this to end, you're going to have to get involved, right? And that brings us up to the global marijuana march that Colt was talking about. He was telling us about this, and this is on May 14th, I believe. Mm-hmm. And so you've been doing it a while, right, Colt?
Yeah. So we held our first one the first year that we kicked off El Paso Normal, which was in 2014. We've done one every year after that, with the exception of 2020 due to COVID. So this is basically like our 8th year go in the running doing it. We're going to be doing it downtown El Paso, May 14th. It's something that, I wanted to giving El Paso a voice. And back then I wanted us to not only have a voice locally and in the state, but globally. Prohibition in the United States started in El Paso. So once I came across what the global marijuana march was, and that it happened every May around the world, it was only meant to be held in El Paso as well.
So wonderful. So this is May 14th, right? Where is it? It's held in El Paso, but where exactly at?
Definitely. So May 14th, we'll be meeting in San Juancito Plaza downtown. From there, we'll be marching to the El Paso County Jail, in between the El Paso County Jail, the federal courthouse, and the county courthouse.
Woo! Right up in the mix, right there. Not even kidding. Like, yeah, I'm gonna check yourself and see how OG you really are, huh? Woo!
It was great. Last year, we did the same route. We stopped in front of the county jail and had a large group, people lit up. Protesting. It got really loud down there, and the guest speakers that we had last year just hit the nail on the head and made everything perfect.
Wonderful. Yeah. So you definitely if you don't like the laws or whatnot, you definitely need to be involved and be out on it, guys. So be aware of that. Like, so definitely May 14th, and we'll bring it up more as we get there. And we'll have a Colt's Facebook and stuff and links to his social media, so you can reach out to him and everything. Just in case you have buddies or friends or anybody else that gets in trouble during this time, because you have to, this is real. I know it's fun for us, everybody here in New Mexico. Like, we're like, great time. Woo, we're doing it. Yeah. But we don't want to get anybody else in trouble and make it a nightmare for them.
Yeah.
So, this is why this was important, to educate more people out there, to educate, the Texans that are running around, that are coming in. I'm from Ruidoso, and the big Texas population there, they're ready. I tell you, they're ready. You wear anything green around there, they're going to ask you where it's at. So they do. Just like anywhere else. I don't know. I was wearing a cannabis stuff here at the Walmart here and got stopped for about a 20-minute conversation. So all good things. So definitely, guys, be aware of that. What else we got on the list of fun stuff?
So Colt, I guess you could tell us more. There's actually some El Paso City Council stuff, I guess, going on that you're talking about.
Yeah, so for the last 2 years, we've been going back and forth with City Council, trying to get reasonable measures passed at the local level. In Texas, drug laws can't be changed at the local level, so we have very different ways that we can go about actually making a difference. We got a resolution passed, and that was supposed to go in effect September of 2020, and that was cite and release. But unfortunately, it was just a resolution. City Council agreed that it was a good idea. They passed this resolution, but it really didn't enforce El Paso Police Department to abide by it. So now we're having to go back, and we're going to have to do a petition drive. One, to enforce cite and release to be used, and then another to stop any funds from El Paso to be used for testing. Currently, the City Council awarded the police department, I think it was like $62,000 or something, so that they can test misdemeanor amounts of marijuana so they can prosecute. Right now, the state of Texas isn't testing misdemeanor amounts. They don't have funding to do it. They're only doing it for high-profile cases, felonies. They don't even have a way to test THC percentage in a cartridge to determine if it's like a hemp cartridge or a high THC cartridge. So since they're not unable to test misdemeanor amounts of marijuana and to distinguish the difference between hemp and high THC cannabis, they went and requested money from El Paso City Council and were given it to send it to their private lab to have it tested, which is actually here in New Mexico.
Oh,
so, they're going to arrest you, take your weed that you have on you, send it to a legal state here in New Mexico and have it tested. So they can, pursue prosecution.
Amazing. You know what I mean? Really, truly amazing that they spend that much time and effort to get after people like that. That is crazy. Speaking of your transition to a new company, your new company, what is your official position?
So I'd be director of retail operations with High Horse.
So the Dro.
The Dro.
The Dro. Oh, I like it. I like that.
The Dro.
I don't know if they thought about it at the time, but that's pretty dope.
Yeah. So you know what I mean? All good things. I don't know. I kept looking at the High Horse shirt there, and I was like, what is it? What's he do? What's he exactly do there? So because I know what he did at the other company. So
yeah. But that's congratulations though. That's a step up.
Right.
A big step up.
Yeah, and I bet you have a lot of team members following you, because I mean that's what a good happens when you're a good leader.
Definitely.
So, you got a good team coming on board.
Wonderful. So yeah, we'll keep you up to date when everything's official and they're allowed to throw down and sell. We're gonna have everybody on from the High Horse Cannabis Company on to you guys. So good things are coming on the CannaCast. I'll tell you what. Yeah, and everybody's like, yeah, we know what's coming. Legalization on the 1st.
Yes, exactly. But are there any important dates for City Council that anybody needs to be aware of, and maybe in El Paso or?
Not yet, but there is every other Tuesday. I'm not exactly sure what Tuesday we're on, but every other Tuesday, there is a city council meeting where there is a call to public, and you get 3 minutes to speak your mind, and that's something that we try to do every time it happens.
That's great.
Even if it's not something that's on the agenda specific, we're in there implanting the seed in their ear about reform.
Nice. Awesome. And that's something good. If you guys really want to like make an impact and do something positive for your community, that's something you really want to do. I mean, we try to go to the ones here. Colt actually comes to here in Cruces to come to the city council meetings. He was here just the other day at one. And so, I mean, just try to support each other. We try to do it as much as possible. And, it only helps. And I mean, him being a reciprocity patient, he has a certain perspective that they don't even think about. And
actually, I'm not a reciprocity.
Oh yeah, you are a medical. Actually, yeah, he got in before they changed the law. I totally forgot about that. You're one of the first out-of-state patients. That's a whole different story, guys.
We want to open that can of worms right now.
Yeah, that's a whole different. That's probably a whole episode on its own. We'll maybe have to invite you on. Yeah, we'll have to invite Colt back on once things get going. And we'll have that story in that chat because that is a long episode. Oh. So it kind of draws in a little history on there. So it adds a little bit to the New Mexico history part. So, but the one thing I really wanted to remind everybody is New Mexicans, please be safe too on the New Mexico, Texas borders. Like we've been saying before, the Texas police and, Rangers, whatever, they're going to be waiting. And so, the law, just because it's legal in New Mexico, you got it in New Mexico, you have a New Mexico ID, they're still going to hem you up. They're still going to get them cheeks. So, you just want to make sure to be diligent, be smart. If you're in the Sunland Park area, in that area, be very smart. Realize where you are.
That border goes.
Yeah, that border, it's here and there. So please be aware of your surroundings. The Texans too. And if you live in the area, you're totally aware. But if you're visiting, check the map where you are. Make sure you're in New Mexico. If you don't see signs that have like a New Mexico, whatever, you're in Texas. So you're breaking the law. So just keep that in mind. That's all I have. What do you guys got?
You don't want this feeling. You really don't want this feeling.
That is
so we got this one, man. The advice from Facebook.
That brings up a really good point.
Your advice from Facebook will probably get you involved right here, is what I'm going to tell you, right?
Get you in this situation.
Right here. All this fun stuff going on. Like being looking at each other and be like, where'd you get the advice? Then you're like, Facebook. We're going to jail.
Get out the car.
Although, concentrates, edibles, cartridges, they don't really have a very defiant smell to them. They are more of a punishment, so that's something to think about. They may not be able to smell it, but if something happens and they find it, it's going to be a harsher charge.
Yeah, you're going from a misdemeanor to a felony. I mean, you're skipping a few. So yeah, you really don't want to do that, especially in Texas. Their tolerance isn't very high for cannabis, is it? Especially outside of El Paso or even in El Paso.
Skunk bags, get a skunk bag, get something that's smell proof and lockable. You know what I mean? That's going to be a great barrier for you from getting in trouble.
And this isn't legal advice again, guys. The best advice is just not do it in the first place, but we know people are going to do it anyway. So just be smart if you're going to be dumb.
We know allegedly you might get a little crazy, right? Like everybody has that fun side to them where they allegedly, might bend the rules a little. So we're just calling all of y'all out there on the Texas border from, Portales, Hobbs, all those areas, right? We know, Andrews, Texas was born there. All right. So y'all be safe out there. All right. Because I know Andrews, Texas police didn't change since I lived there. And that was 30 plus years ago. So
and these cops up there, they're better at that game because they've been dealing with the people coming from Colorado a lot longer than somebody like in El Paso has. We do have I-10 and stuff, but still, people bring it in quantity from Colorado, so they know the game a little bit better than down here.
Right, and it's Texas. Texas has plenty of money to train. You know what I mean? Their officers, especially when you're dealing with their interdiction officers. And if you don't know what an interdiction officer is, I want you to Google it. All right, so everybody Google it if you don't know interdiction officer.
I'm gonna have to after this.
This is part of this is part of being on the allegedly the other side. You learn all the people playing the other game, right? And so if you're gonna play this, and it's not a game, but if you're gonna play, guys, make sure you know all the moving pieces, all the moving parts, the rules on both sides, and be very aware of what you're doing, because nobody's gonna be like, I don't know, it's not gonna work for these guys, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want anybody's life to get messed up. I mean, I understand you can like, all right, so you wanted to go get a joint or something, or maybe it was a concentrate or like your Facebook information or whatever, you have an edible or whatnot. You get pulled over by one of these guys. Now you got charges, you lose your job. Like there's plenty of stuff that can happen, just not just getting in trouble for it. And I know it's harmless, right? I get that. Like, and I just want to be very aware to everybody out there. If you're going to do something like this, understand what the consequences are. And if you are, like I said, skunk bag, something that's just, kills the smell. Allegedly used to use hunting bags where you put your clothes in that would kill all the smell. Stuff like that, guys. Just be aware. Don't say anything. Never, ever admit to anything. Go watch the Pot Brothers, which is some lawyers, some real cannabis lawyers, and get that information, guys. All right. I just don't want anybody. I know it seems fun and harmless, but I just don't want anybody to get hung up and have a life-changing event over something small as a brownie, a cartridge, a joint, a gram, or something that's just,
shake.
Yeah, or
anything
like that. But yeah, the brownie and the cartridge scares me more because of the felony charges, everybody. Yeah, I mean, if you're in the, you're in the military, you have any, or even if you're a civilian contractor and have security clearances and stuff, hasta la vista, right? So just be aware. That's all I ask, guys. And that's my rant of like the older brother to everybody out there. Don't do stupid stuff, because we already did it. Don't do it.
That was Brother Josh speaking.
There you go.
So just to touch on that, we do have the HITA, which is the Highway Interdiction Drug Trafficking Agency, from El Paso to Cruces, and that that includes PD, troopers, sheriffs, DPS, Border Patrol. It's a whole big task force that is trained to watch for drug trafficking in this area. So
kind of sounds like White Mountain drug task force. Got some tips from
yeah on steroids. These guys are trained to win, everybody.
Yeah.
They're not trained to play around. They're trained to win. Like, no joke. They're savage. Like, closest thing to nature you can get. As far as in the cannabis world, interdiction officers are trained to win. So don't think, I'm smarter. Yeah. These guys, these ladies and gentlemen have seen thousands of you. No problem. So be aware. Just being aware. Okay.
They know how to deal with it.
Yeah. And on the other hand, April 1st is coming.
We have 30 something hours left, everybody. I mean, it's exciting at the time of this recording. It's really exciting. Be safe. Again, dress for the occasion. It might be cool in the morning, or it might be whatever. So just bring something, bring water, bring a chair, bring something to keep you entertained, or talk to the person next to you.
Right. If you're camping out, bring a tent.
There you go. Yeah. Tents.
I don't know. I'm interested. Do y'all think there's gonna be anybody camping?
I think maybe a couple. Not many, but maybe
what's
a couple.
Colt think over there?
I don't know. I would think so.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
because someone wants to be that first person, right?
Yeah.
So anybody here's it watching or here's the New Mexico CannaCast, right? If you see somebody camping at a dispensary, please take a picture and send it to us in our email, social media, NMCannaCast on Facebook, like Instagram, guys. Send it to us. We like to. I'm honestly just personally interested.
I am too. I want to see it. That's awesome. And maybe if that person does get seen themselves on the CannaCast, we'll come and interview them and see how it was, because maybe they were the first purchase. I don't know. But that's everything I have. Do you guys have anything else?
No, I'm ready to get out and do a little sesh, huh?
All right, Josh, well, get us out of here.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us with the New Mexico CannaCast. Everything New Mexico, everything cannabis. We're having a great time with it. And mad love to you all. I hope everybody wins. And I hope you're getting ready. Everybody that's in business, I hope y'all got it together and getting ready for the first, because it's going to be crazy. Adios.
All right, guys. All right.